Hello, and welcome to Pest Perspectives episode 47. Today is the 31st of December. That's crazy to think that we are a day away from being in 2026. This is just a random stream. I wanted to thank everyone that supported the show. I honestly didn't believe the amount of support I would have for the podcast when I started out in January. Such a crazy time it has with the support. I have got that much guests for next year. It's pretty insane to think that I started it by myself. I've done it myself the whole time. People have supported the show, and it's grown over time. It's really good. So, if you wanted to know any of the analytics, we have on Pest Perspectives over on Spotify. We have 65 followers. So if you follow on Spotify, could you please press follow so we can get the followers up more? We can. And we've had on Spotify with streams and downloads, we've had over 2,664 streams and downloads, which is pretty cool to be fair. I didn't expect that. When you go deeper into analytics, everyone's probably busy today. Says I've gone live. Yeah. On LinkedIn as well, but thanks for all the support. So if we get over to consumed hours over the last year, so there's been 799 hours. So that's pretty mental. That is, to be fair, people listening. We go by discovery. A lot of it's been found on the Spotify homepage. Audience is UK. This is all platforms, 60%. America, 32.6. Austria, 2.2. Australia, 1.2. New Zealand, 1%. And Ireland, 0.4. Iceland, 0.4. Philippines, 0.1%. But thanks everyone for the support. It's been incredible. And obviously over on specifically Spotify, 86%, .6 for UK, America 8.6%, Ireland 3.7, Australia 0.5, and Indonesia 0.5%. Now that's just mental. Honestly, I can't thank you enough for the support. It's been never realised this podcast and would do this well. And overall, I'm just getting into the meta dashboard. The meta dashboard's been Facebook's been quite substantial. It has. Let's have a look. Insights. Just get into the views because I do a lot of short content for people to see what we've been doing. So now we've had over on Facebook, so views over all content, podcasts, live streams, short content, everything. Over last year, we've had 286,868 views. So if you're part of that, please, thank you. Well, please, that don't make sense, but thank you for your support. Yeah, it's from organic. It's good. So if you follow on Facebook, could you please press the follow button? It would be appreciated. It would be greatly appreciated if you can follow on Facebook. I would love to hit 1,000 followers. I would. That would be great. 1,000 followers on Facebook, but it's doing well. It's we've got YouTube as well. Got 65 subscribers. Content does really well on there. It's just getting people to subscribe, and I've noticed a big uptake. recently with people subscribing. So thank you if you're on that platform. So 29,000 views on YouTube, which isn't massive, but it's good in the grand scheme of things, I believe. Do go to episodes. Go to analytics. Getting up. See if I can see see who took the top spot on Spotify. I already know because I told him a while ago. Episodes. If you're in the chat, please say hello. Give a shout out. Loading the analytics on that side. But thanks everyone for tuning in. I genuinely appreciate the support. It's honestly, that's why I do it. So people can learn new things about the industry, bits and bobs from different countries around the world. I know we do have guests from America and around the world, but I feel it's beneficial to have people on from different countries around the world because we can all learn off each other. Thanks, Martin Belcher, for popping in the chat, mate. I appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Right. There we go. Right. Now, with 113 streams and downloads on Spotify, we all know who's got the spot. If you don't, it's Mark Porter, episode 19. Mark Porter from Porter's Pest Control. So, well done, mate. That was a really good one. People are still watching it now. Episode 2 was with 89 episodes. Was my good mate Kieran Buse from Green Rock Pest Control. So shout outs to you. That was another. They're all good. I enjoy them all. I do. Just showing you what's the ranked best episodes on this Spotify. And episode 20 with 85 downloads or watches, whatever you call it, is Pest Force Northampton, Mark and George Vincent. That was a good one. Thanks for that. They're good lads, they are. They're good lads. Also, next is Adam Holtz. That was a fun one. His journey through pest control. That was 81 downloads. Next up is we're surprised by this. This is one later in the year. 38 episode 38 with myself and Kieran Buse when we talked about how to prepare for rodenticide use in 2026. Also, we talked about what was coming up at the MPTA Pest Tech and so much more. A general chat we had. Also, where we go. Next up with Nathan Clark, 77 views from Pest Force Leicestershire. Next up was 77. So there's 3 positions tied at 77. There is. Pest Perspectives 21 with Paul Westgate from Veritas Pest Consultancy. That was a very good one. Thanks to everyone who I mentioned and anyone who's been on. I'm just going to give you a shout out anyway, everyone. Peter Stewart from Aberkill Pest Control. That was a good one. 73 downloads. And Carl Robinson from H Pest and Bird Environmental at 68 downloads. That was a great one. That was. Andrew McDonald from Highland Response in his pest control capacity, 67. Jasmine Emerson from Folotech Technologies and OptiCatch. That was a very, very educational one. So I'm very surprised it's not higher up. But a lot of this is evergreen content, so people can go back and rewatch it if they want. So it's useful. Then we go down to Sam Tricky, Rural Insights with Tricky Pest Control. That's 65 downloads. Debbie Wilson, an excellent trainer. Where are we? 60 downloads. Dr. Richard Naylor, definitely a good one to watch at 59. That was episode 15. Tales from the Crawl Space. Jack and Brad. Honestly, mate, people, you need to watch Tales from the Crawl Space 2.0 with Jack and Brad. You can't meet a better bunch of guys, and I've got to know them. I got to know them over time. I'd like to thank them for their support. I know they're in America, but they do support my podcast, and I support them. Theirs is, if you want to hear a podcast that's quite funny with some funny stories, not always named, obviously, for legal reasons, but it is a very good show to go on. I've been on two international versions. I highly recommend listening to their podcast, rating and reviewing it as well. Jasmine Pest Pro. Yeah, that was a very good one based off social media as well. She really understands social media. So go and follow Jasmine Pest Pro on Facebook. That's her main platform. And here we go, Andrew Sinevsky from Coast to Coast Pest Talk. Now I'll be getting him back on because he's a very knowledgeable man. And his podcast is awesome. I will get on it one day. We will try and get Gabe on one day. That man is so busy. It's unbelievable. It is, but it's all good. He runs a great podcast. If you want to check it out, it's a lot of them on business focus and all sorts to do with pest control, but it's a really good one. That was at 53 streams and downloads, but obviously this is just Spotify, so there's other platforms too. There is as well. Tom Holmes. We got Tom Holmes from Tom Holmes Consultancy. That was a nice chat. We chatted about from the manufacturing perspective when he worked for when he was head of what was it? Talked about his time being the messed that up, but yeah, we talked about loads. To be fair, we did. I don't want to get note wrong. And then we have episode 17 with Adam Holt again. This one was AI in pest control. That was 52 downloads. And this was a very good one. This is very early on, so the podcast doesn't look as good as it is now, but it's still a good one to watch or listen to. That was with Lady Victoria Hall from Ladybug Pest Control. And it was very much a very good chat. It was over 2 hours. She knows her stuff. She really does get it with pest control. And I think it's well worth a listen. So you can go back and have a listen. It's definitely a good one. That is. Thanks to everyone for coming on that's been on so far. And here we go to Graham Turner from Nature Pest Control Academy. That was a very good one. That was where he dropped the world exclusive that the MPTA created a certified field biologist course exam. So yeah, because no one knew that was dropping. That was like a world exclusive thing. That was really good. That was. Look as right now. Please comment in the chat if you're watching. Why did gingerbread man? Still the Christmas period, I suppose. And also we have Pest Perspectives 28. Kylie and Stephen Wright from Wright Environmental with 49 downloads. That was a good podcast. I think I'm boring you all now. There's just so many people to thank for coming on. I'll just do a rundown. Michael Dole from MD Fulcrum Pest Solutions. John Sage, thanks for coming on. Hope you get better soon, mate. I know you're back from hospital, but yeah, I was honored to have you on the podcast. It really was. We had Kimberly Camera from Urban Canine and Pest Wildlife Solutions. Thank you for coming on. That was really good. George came on. He's a German cockroach specialist. So if you do a lot of German cockroach work, it's worth a look. And LinkedIn's really good as well. George from G&L Recruitment Consultancy. It's really good for people wanting to get into the pest control industry. He gives that practical advice and honest and open thoughts, which is great. Barry Moore on episode 41, talking about the from a younger perspective, running the business and being in the pest control industry, because he was part of the Syngenta and MPTA 525 scheme. Right. Marcus Scruggs from the License to Kill podcast, which is a very good podcast and gaming community. It is. I've come so far. Well done. Thanks, mate. Martin, cheers for that. I appreciate that one. Thanks for that. Where are we now? Marcus Scruggs podcast, License to Kill. Look it up. It's good. If you're into gaming, he's got a Discord, the license. I'm in it. I need to post more. I haven't played any games in a while. But yeah, it's definitely a good community, good guy. And then we had Alex Wade on for a good episode I loved. Basically about fitness and mobility in regards to management, which was all about weightlifting, which is now a great passion of mine. And he can lift. I assure you, Alex can lift. He can. Then we had Anna Mullins from Pest Minds on episode 25, which was a really good chat. It was. Thanks for coming on, Anna. Next up, we had Matt O'Donnell from IX5 Pest Control. He's not far from me, to be fair. He's not. I had a chat about all sorts of nature of business. He explained how bee removals happened and all sorts. It was a really good one. And my introduction podcast, which was me talking for about 5-10 minutes, explaining how the podcast was going to work, has got 40 downloads for some reason. I had Golfer Girl on. She does mole control and gopher control all year round, which is good because that's how it is there, and that's all she does. It's a good one. That I like that. She gets social media as well. She does. Social media is important in my mind in pest control. It is. You don't have to do social media, obviously. You don't have to, because I believe it's an important part. And then we had Pest Perspectives number 4 with Alan Draper. I was quite surprised when he went, because he's the big boys in the pest control industry. And he does bug books, podcast, proof pest control, and he's involved in lizard marketing as well. So, yeah, he's a successful businessman within the pest control industry and knows a lot. So I'll try and set up another episode where he can come on again. He did agree to. And then we had Mark Wayman from he's now technical manager at MPTA. So that was a very good one and insightful. Number 14, my good mate Jason McPhee, which I met for the first time at Pest Tech this year, which was a good one. He also makes the Chad pipe guard, the pipe guard rat blocker, which low D sell, and I think Rat Pack sell it as well still. That's a good product, that is. Met him, that was good. I had Christopher Venables from Venables Pest Control. He knows a lot about doing farm work and cilantro and bed bugs, actually, which surprised me. Vast knowledge, which is cool. Then we had Suan Lehman on from Gazi Mosquito and Tick Control. But thanks to everyone I've mentioned in this list, it means the world that you come on and give up your time. It really does. And she mentioned stuff about mosquitoes and tick control, which is you can get, even in UK, you can get bit up by ticks. It can happen. It can. And mosquitoes, it can happen. So it's all worth looking at. Serena Sumner, who's the author of Endless Forms, Why We Should Love Wasps, great book. Yeah, that was a good one because she's like a wasp guru, and great tips like to stop wasps bugging you. If you're out, leave a bit of meat on the table and they'll just go to the meat and leave you alone. That was a good one. And then the most recent episode of Pest Perspectives, Andrew McDonald, UK Patang Supplies. So that's his second appearance. He came under Highland Pest Control before. That's worth a watch for mole control. especially for mold control. That is Mark Mosley from Pest Environmental Limited. He's now sold it on. But well done, mate, on getting that over the line. I know you weren't sure whether to sell or what you were doing, but you must have got the right offer because you've sold to JG. So well done, mate. And Steve Spore Multi Electrical on 29 downloads. That was a really good one because he's local to me. Actually, he lives in my town. He does. So yeah, that was a good one. An insight that some people do actually try DIY electrics. That was frightening finding that out. Definitely one to watch. Michael from Executive Cleaning, a friend from the old podcast, gaming community, where he's quite funny. He's all right. I just thought I'd get him on in what he does, crime scene cleanup, and you'll hear about all kinds of things like that. So it's a bit different, but some pest control companies do cleanups of that nature. So it's worth a listen. These ones here are just clips from podcasts. I won't mention them. All of them. Right. There we go. I got through all of them there. So yeah, thanks for everyone for supporting the podcast. I have got something to show off though. So get the cameras right. Hold on a minute. So at Pest Tech 2025, I got this great guide. I did from Baratine. It's called the Pest Control Technicians Field Guide. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure. It looked very cool. And I'll just see if I can sort the camera out. Like, you see it there? Hold on. No? Okay, right. Visual effects. There we go, right. As you can see it here, warranty. So it's basically a technician's guide. It's got a whole, it's like how to use insect monitors. See here, how to survey for an infestation, what you should do, non-chemical measures for insects and rodents. You can see there. It's got a whole, it's really useful. It's got all sorts about phantom biting and delusional parasitosis. There's elements about bats in here. I got given this for free at Pest Tech. You can pick this up in January for £15 through Barantine. I believe it's going to be £15. They're going to have in the region of 1,000 books to sell. It's a really good. Also, they've got information on bed bugs here. Like this, the common wasps. They've got cards out so you can learn it. This even help if you're doing insect related courses, or even to stick in the van if you get stuck, because we all know we can get stuck on certain things. Obviously, there's a variety. You've got Oriental cockroach. Yeah, just got loads of different bugs and insects we deal with, like book lice, house crickets. Honestly, there's probably every single insect you could come across, and the rest. Boring insect, death watch beetle. Really good, I'll be honest. It is. All sorts. Even we've got mouses. We have as well. It's really good quality. It is. Grey squirrel. Well, and obviously it's got products to what you should be using for target species of products they sell. Got birds in here as well, like Canadian goose, all sorts. They really have it. It's a good little book and offers a lot of advice pesticide wise, water voles, what you can, what you can't do, the laws. Everyone forgets everything. Rather than jumping on a Facebook group going, can I have some help? You could literally, this helps you do the application of insecticides, rodenticides if you forget, calculating the correct dose. Has loads of stuff like this, so it's really useful. And if you got a company, you could buy a load and put them in the van. You could help people. But yeah, so like burrow baiting, there's all sorts of methods in here. There is, so yeah, it's also, it's got like even further, it's got what they mean. It's really good. It is, in my opinion, it is. But like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got like what you should be, what's first gen, what's second gen, all sorts. But yeah, it's a nice little book. It is 132 pages long, and it's £15 from Baratine. So you can pick a copy up for £15. I haven't got an affiliate link. I got given it for free, so this is like a shout out. But thanks to Will from Baratine for giving it to me at Pest Tech. I was meant to, mention it sooner, but I thought that I would do it now. As it's the last day of the year. Right. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. All good, mate. How are you? Hope you like that book. Also, I need to talk to people about how CPD and points are going forward on the British Pest Register for next year. So currently, you just do the British Pest Register. You just click. Right, so you just click. Whether I should show it in. Load my account up. I'll show you because things are changing. Good to hear. Yeah, things are changing because of the British Pest Register. For me, anyway, and a lot of others. So I'll just go to share screen. Nothing major. It's just that before. Right, as you can see it there. Currently, like up there, that's where you come in. You don't do anything. You just tell me you've watched it, and I agree to it that you've watched it. That's not happening as of next year. See this here? See this here? For all the podcasts that are done this year, but if you're going to re-listen to podcasts for next year to get CPD, it's going to be changed. It is. So, see here, I'm not obviously, that's the Beauties and Beasties code. So, I'm not telling you what the code was for that show because you've got to watch it. So, there will be quizzes for last year's, this year's podcast, right? All the podcasts that were recorded and live streamed this year will, as of next year, you won't just be able to, I've watched it. You've got to answer a few questions for each podcast to get your CPD for them. And then this year's the new one coming for 2026, It will either be a code similar to what Shaun has done for the Beauties and Beasties, or it will be a couple of questions from each episode just to verify that people aren't just clicking that I've watched all these podcasts when they really just click down the list. Because I'll show you what you can do. This is a better way of verifying. So add CPD. I haven't added any of my podcasts. I think that's sad if I don't add my own. But look, so what you do is you click watched it, 1 point, submit. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but then there's no process to verify if you've actually watched it. So what will happen? Let's have a look. We are a new company, worked in the industry for years for a national company, and 4 months ago we started our company. Any advice for new companies within the industry? Well done. Well done. It's not easy to start out in the business and start up a new business, to be fair. Just advice-wise, just don't just go for the cheapest. I know you want to get your name out there when it comes to getting contracts. Just don't try and make a loss as such. If you're going after commercial contracts, just try and, obviously some contracts are about pure revenue, but you don't want to lose money. Work out what your price is to make money, which you've probably done already. But a lot of companies, when they start up, they go real low, and it ends up shooting them in the foot, basically. They go low to the point where, I've got all this work, but you're not actually making any money. So that's the kind of advice I would say. Make some social media posts. Educational posts are great. I'm very good at doing educational posts on social media. ChatGPT can help you, but obviously make sure you try and make it not look like ChatGPT. Check the information it's giving you. It can be good. Canvas is good. Things like that. Next door on social media is great. I've found it's good. Get yourself on Google if you can. Google Guaranteed is a great way of getting work. That is. If you really want to get work, you can do the click. But just understand, on Google Clicks does cost money, but you will get the work, but it's a lot more expensive. Whereas with Google Guaranteed, it's if they ring you, because it goes Google. So when it rings, it goes Google. So you know that person rang through Google Guaranteed. And it worked because we use Google. Yeah, I'm not on Google Ads per click. I'm on Google Guaranteed, which is in your local area. So if you have a look on your phone, you type pest control in, and you'll see at the top sponsored, and it's cool. They may have changed the name. Hold on. Let's have a look. Google Guaranteed. Let's have a look. I'll just type my business in. Oakham Pest Control Limited. So wait a minute. I'll get rid of that. I'll show you which bit Google Guaranteed is. Right. Undo the camera. Hold on. Here. That there is Google Guaranteed, and currently you can't see me on there. It don't matter. That is what Google Guaranteed is, and when you call, they make a number for you. And it's a way of them knowing that you're on Google Guaranteed. It is. But if you really do want work, you can do Google Ads, but it's up to you. But they do work, but it can cost quite a lot. But you probably I wouldn't go if you knew. I wouldn't go. Google Guarantees would probably be more beneficial if you can look into that. It's called Google My Business. If you look it up, that might be more beneficial to you. And try and get, when you have customers that are happy, try and get them to give you Google reviews, because it's a good way of the algorithm or whatever, how it works. likes reviews, because I'm at 87 reviews now. Sometimes it can be like £4 to £6 a call, or lower. It really depends, but it does work. But you only pay if you answer it. So say if you were to have it and then ring them back quickly, it wouldn't charge you the money then. But it does work. But all I'm saying is that the click adverts can work out a lot more money. We used to spend about 2 years ago about £500-600 a month. We got the work, but we made more money when we just used Google Guaranteed, to be fair. But it's a hard. You just got to try. Where was it? I am looking to grow our socials. Think that's a good I mean, I use socials. I don't know whether you've seen me on socials, but obviously I run the Pest Perspectives, but I do Oakham Pest Control. And in our area, I'm very well known. I'm on everything. I'm on Nextdoor under my own personal profile. Get into the community. I'm very well known. I even got called the Nextdoor celebrity once, a couple of times actually. It is a good way. You just got to learn how to react with people, because you will get people that will have a go at you. It's like sometimes when I make posts on moles, I never show dead animals. I don't believe you should show dead animals, but I generally ignore them because they want you to bite. So you got to be careful. You got to do it right. I generally don't get a lot of hate. Sometimes I get people saying don't kill the wasps. You know, they are beneficial, but they are to a degree, obviously. But I'm always nice. This guy, he comments on my posts every year, and I always thank him. And I say, I do realise this, but we are a public health industry, so mostly when we get called out, it's to stop a potential stinging or, you know, children, etc. So it's not like we just do it for free and go out there and kill things just for the sake of it. That's not how it works. But yeah, it's there's Instagram, TikTok. TikTok's good, but I don't always know what's qualifying. If you see what I'm saying, I don't always know because it's good to have it there for brand awareness in your local area. I can't always quantify if me putting up an Instagram post has got a call. So it's just being in the local area. Facebook groups, but don't spam them. Make sure you know the rules. Be careful how you do it. Try and make educational posts or little graphics, say like what moles do and little facts and stuff. And I normally put, if you need any help, give us a call or something like that. Not try and make it too salesy, more educational. That goes down well, rather than hard selling people, because it's 2025, well, 2026 tomorrow. Hard selling like that doesn't really work anymore. The educational route's very good a way of doing it. You don't have to give away all the nuggets, obviously. Just little bits and bobs here and there with fun graphics can help. But it's all about getting yourself out there. But I think social media does help us, definitely, in our business. But I can't quantify it and say, yes, 80% of the work is because of social media. I don't think it is. I think it's our website and Google Guaranteed, to be honest. I do. But yeah, it's I'm not an expert on it, obviously. When my dad set my business many years ago, and I came on in 2020, but I've learned a lot since then. I have, but you just got to try things. Some stuff works for some people, and not for others. So it really depends. It does. I don't normally do live streams like this. I've normally got a guest on. I have. I just thought I'd do a thank you show for all the support. And KKR Pest Away. If you could press follow on the Facebook page, as that's where you're watching, I'd be greatly appreciated, and a like if you can. And thanks for that. But everyone, I want to wish you, obviously a bit late, but I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I do. And I hope you have a good New Year. I do. And I'll Happy New Year, Jasmine. Jasmine's been on the podcast. I've already shouted you out, Jasmine. Your edition. That's a very good edition to go back and look at, especially if you deal with 8 LEDs, fly units, additional fly units. She literally debugs all the current myths within the industry. It's a very good podcast, that is. I've done that. Oh, I followed you on TikTok, did I? I'll have to go and have a look. I probably did. I follow a lot of people. I did. So I'll go and have a look. Drop us a thumbs up in the comments and I will reply. I will. I'm trying to remember. I am. But yeah. So yeah, everyone, it's been a good, well, I've personally not been a great year, but I've lost loads of weight. I have. I'm going to keep on that. Healthiest I've ever been. But yeah. So, thanks everyone. And that book you can buy that I was showing off that I got given for free. If you missed it, you can skip back. It's £15. That is to buy. It is. It's not my book. It's Baratine's book. I just showed it off. And thank you, everyone. I don't really think the CPD worthy this podcast. It's more of a thank you one. So I probably won't be putting CPD up for this one, but if you just tuned in at the end and you do use the British Pest Register, then you reel back a little bit because I explain it, because you're not just going to get your points just by saying I've done the podcast. It's be a quiz or a code. So I think I'm leaning towards the quizzes, and then maybe the podcast for this year will be a code like the Beauties and Beasties are doing, to verify more that people have actually listened to the podcast. No, I don't believe you. Just I need some way of verifying it. I think that's a better way of verifying it. But yeah, so I hope you all have a good New Year. And I'm booked up to nearly March time, so there's podcasts booked up till, I'll tell you, a lot of them who have got get my calendar out. So I've got a guy on personal branding, because that's a big thing. So I've got a guy called Gabe Bustos, who's on LinkedIn. He's quite a good guy. Right, so I've also got David Bird coming on as well. I've got Lulu from Wade Environmental coming on. I've got Jim from Protex coming on as well. I've got the Bedbug Queen coming on, so that will be awesome as well. Going into February. Got Billy McPherson coming on as well. That would be good. I've got Owen Haynes coming on. This will be incredibly good. That will be really good. He's got an incredible story to tell, and I think it will resonate, and it will show people that anyone can join the pest control industry. We're not just here for boffins. Anyone at any skill level can get into our industry. Good lad. And then we've got a panel show where I talk to Sam Tricky and Kieran Buse about pest control folders and all sorts of things like that, like a panel podcast. And I'll leave it there for now. But yeah, hope everyone has a happy new year, and thanks for supporting the show throughout 2025, and I'll be back in 2026. So thanks everyone. Hope you all have a good one. All right, thank you.